Before I start, I want to state that I'm not proving the existence of a particular god or religion, just the fact that some type of creator or god actually exists. This is the heart of the cosmological argument. For thousands of years, philosophers like Aristotle, Aquinas, and names I can't even pronounce have insisted that there must be a first uncaused cause, a necessary being that did not come into existence but always existed. Modern science now supports this intuition. The Big Bang Theory confirms that the universe began 13.8 billion years ago. All space, time, matter, and energy came into existence at once. So what caused that existence? Not something physical, because physics didn't exist yet. The cause must be timeless, spaceless, immaterial, and immensely powerful. In other words, it sounds a lot like a creator. But what's even more crazy is that the universe did not just come into existence. It came into existence fine-tuned. The force of gravity, the speed of light, the mass of an electron, the cosmological constant, all are calibrated with unimaginable precision. Had any of these values varied by even a hair, life would have been impossible. Theoretical physicist Paul Davies said it bluntly: "The impression of design is overwhelming." This leads us to the teleological argument. The cosmos operates under elegant mathematical laws. As Stephen Hawking himself admitted, the universe and the laws of physics seem to have been very finely adjusted to make possible the development of life. If the universe looks designed, perhaps it is. A mindless process cannot tune a universe. Intelligence can. Now let me turn from the cosmos to your conscious. The moral argument states that if objective moral value exists, if it is truly wrong to torture a child or rape or kill innocents, then there must be an objective moral lawgiver. If we are just atoms in motion, then morality is nothing more than preference or evolutionary survival. But no one truly lives that way. The moment you cry, "That's not fair," you reveal your belief in a real, objective standard. Morality, real morality, makes sense only if there is a mind behind it. And what of consciousness? We are not merely machines. We think, we feel, we choose. The hard problem of consciousness remains. How does a lump of gray matter give rise to a first-person experience? Why should neurons firing result in love, guilt, or awe? Science can explain the mechanism, but not the origin of the soul. The existence of minds like ours is far more expected if a cosmic mind made us. Then there is the problem of life itself. The origin of life remains unsolved. Even the simplest living cells contain staggering complexity. Digital code in the DNA, nanomachines like ATP synthesis, and self-replicating information. Francis Crick, the co-discoverer of DNA, said, "An honest man armed with all knowledge available to us now could only state that the origin of life appears at the moment to be almost a miracle. Chance cannot explain the specificity and intricacy of life. A tornado cannot build a jet, yet our cells operate with precision that dwarfs any machine imaginable. The presence of information points not to randomness, but to an author." Some turn to the multiverse as an alternative, an infinite number of universes, each with different constants. Ours, by luck, happens to allow life. But this is just speculation, not evidence. And even if it exists, what generates the multiverse? What writes its math laws? The question of design simply moves up one level. Other critics point to the problem of evil. How can a good God allow suffering? And yet, suffering does not disprove God's existence, it questions his nature. If God gives us free will, then real choice requires the possibility of real evil. A world without pain would also be a world without courage, sacrifice, or compassion. Moreover, every worldview must confront suffering. A universe without God leaves pain meaningless, but with God, pain can have a purpose. We also have the testimony of experience. Over half of Americans claim to have had a mystical or spiritual moment. Some even have had near-death experiences that are vivid, often reporting seeing beyond the veil of this world. Others recount verified events they could not have known while clinically dead. These are not isolated anomalies to America, but also global phenomena. And we must not forget the mathematical mystery of the universe. Equations born in the minds of humans accurately describe reality. Why should nature obey logic? Why should math work at all? Eugene Wigner called it the unreasonable effectiveness of mathematics. Order points to someone giving orders, and rationality points to a rational mind. Even the most skeptical minds have paused. Einstein marveled that the universe is comprehensible. Anthony Flew, one of the world's most prominent atheists, changed his mind later in life. He said the complexity of DNA made it unthinkable that blind forces could have created life. Not one argument alone proves God, but together they form a cumulative case. A universe with a beginning, a cosmos that's fine-tuned, life encoded with information, morality rooted in objective good, conscious minds, spiritual experiences, mathematical order. Each adds a weight to the scale, and the balance tips towards a creator. Not a specific religion, not a denomination, but a transcendent mind, eternal and powerful, who brought all things into being. We are not here by chance, we are not cosmic accidents, but we are the result of intention. And that should change everything for you. Thank you.